Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Taurus, November 28, 2022. The moon spends the day in your sign, and you're drawing attention. Your emotional needs are a priority in your mind today, and a feeling of emotional reawakening is with you. With Jupiter's recent direct turn in your communication sector, your confidence in studies or your ability to express yourself increases. More clarity is likely in your projects, communications, and personal interests. Positive word of mouth can benefit you tremendously. Studies, interviews, connections, and contacts can figure strongly and work in your favor. Your enthusiasm builds for learning and connecting. Conversations open up, and faith and optimism improve in the weeks ahead. You're more courageous about reaching out to others, or blocks to making connections lift, and this is a time for spontaneous and natural interactions. There can be a sense that you are turning a corner now. Because Mars is still retrograde, work and health matters may need some attention and review. Generally speaking, it's best not to push yourself or your projects too hard. Jupiter's direct turn helps your patience and sense of the bigger picture. Today brings yet another planetary ingress. Mental Mercury, our cosmic messenger of the mind and communication, has left behind the fast-paced vibes of your solar 11th house of friendships to snooze amongst the depths of your solar 12th house of privacy, seclusion, and the unconscious. Your intuition will be fired up and you'll be downloading many messages from the universe. Pay attention to synchronicities and dreams, especially when it comes to messages about your personal or romantic life. If you sense something is off, you're probably onto something, picking up transmissions that operate on an entirely mystical wavelength. Showing off your creative side is part of your professional destiny. With the moon glowing in your sign, you may feel more self-aware than usual. Maybe your appearance or professional disposition comes to mind during this lunation. Whatever it might be, you may feel like it is time to do something more genuine and radical since the moon trines both Uranus retrograde in Taurus and the North Node in Taurus. You need to show up authentically during these transits. It could start with what you wear or work, or even being a little more casual in a professional setting. In the lead up to the moon's return to your income sector tomorrow, you can afford to take a wait-and-see approach until then. When the moon returns each month, it will sharpen your nose for money and act as a trigger, but when it returns tomorrow, it will also connect with Saturn here and Mars in your work sector, just as they are heading into a rare second alliance. It's not easy to break with tradition, but you are somewhat known for taking the road less traveled. Sometimes the road less traveled for you, however, is the traditional one. Give yourself a break today and follow a very simple plan. Eat only the freshest food available to you, exercise but take special care of your joints, yoga or swimming followed by a sauna if possible, and get to bed early. Your next break from the norm will be empowered by this respite. You can expect to find your thoughts centered around your career and income today. Perhaps you have greater ambitions for your career than what you're presently doing. If this is the case, take the added boost from this day and investigate what needs to be done to see your dreams realized. There truly isn't any reason why you can't do what your heart cries out for. You simply need to make the commitment to yourself and stick to it. The moon's monthly visit to Capricorn is more than just a chance to check in, and today, this is not only making it easier to embrace the weekend spirit but is a taste of things to come. As it does each month, the moon is forming a friendly aspect to planets on both the playful and adventurous fronts, but it is just good timing that it is happening over the weekend. However, this last visit before Mercury returns to Capricorn in 10 days and Venus just a few days later is a preview of the conditions they will encounter as well. The moon's last visit to Capricorn before Venus, the planet of love, returns is not just a chance to check in with what your emotional and intuitive responses are telling you, but today there is a taste of things to come. It is the moon's friendly aspect to planets in your romantic sector that is a taste of what Venus will encounter when she returns and the already rich resources on the romantic front. Our eyes in the sky. Today brings an element of swiftness and response. The day starts intense, with a ton of energy swirling around. Remember that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. You planted the seeds a while back, so go ahead and jump into your destiny. You're optimistic, willing to take risks. Self-reliance and the charm you possess gives you great confidence. If you suffer the indignity of being turned down by a potential date, this has little effect on the way you feel. There are people out there who appreciate what you offer and willing to share their love with you. You're a soldier. Ask yourself exactly who and what you're willing to fight for. That is exactly where you need to focus your time and attention. It might even require you to cut unwanted things and people from your life. You'll feel encouraged to stick to your commitments and rebel against the system. It's going to require you to stand up for yourself in many areas of your life. Today is not a good day for financial adventures. You are being somewhat sluggish and aren't at all creative. Refrain from starting ambitious projects. You don't have the necessary willpower to conclude them successfully. Wait for better times, because if you try to force things through now, they will backfire. You've done what you needed to do, and you've accomplished a lot in a short amount of time. Be proud of yourself. This evening, let yourself chillax with some wonderful food, conversation, and company. In the morning, the Capricorn moon squares off with Chiron in Aries, provoking insecurity. Conflicts emerge. Our ability to care for ourselves or others is called into question. We may be willing to rise to the occasion and assume the management process, but fears of inadequacy give us pause. In our past, we were belittled for taking a strong, assertive approach. We had to learn how to temper our emotions to get what we need, but employing more reserved tactics may not serve us well at this moment. For now, we must face this challenge without the promise of a win, which can be anxiety-inducing. Your energy and drive have no bounds. If you had it your way, you would do everything and at the same time. Even though your interests are varied, you should concentrate on what's relevant. Involve your friends and relations in particular. You will spend wonderful moments together and have great memories of them. It's essential to ask yourself if your actions are always necessary. Often you feel as if you have to prove yourself to your colleagues and without reason may use questionable means to achieve this by opposing suggestions they make. Try to remain helpful and cooperative. Projects work out much better. Mid-afternoon, the moon trines Uranus in Taurus, allowing us to loosen up and go with the flow. Sudden shakeups to work, routines, or resources prompt us to approach our problems in new ways. Disruptions such as these would ordinarily bother us, but they now offer a chance to stop thinking so much about ourselves and focus on the task at hand. The known is what is presently causing us grief, this idea that we are incapable of overcoming our personal failings. The unknown, however, is full of possibility. Switching up our agendas and breaking from bad habits is liberating and frees us from self-consciousness. We will likely be met with serendipity in the later part of the day. Chance meetings, surprising turn of events, or unexpected opportunities are only a few of fate's possible manifestations.